Okay, guys, we're going to make our solving proportion notes before we get practicing on homework. So just remember that a property of proportions is that cross products are equal. Meaning if you multiply on the diagonal, your answers are equal. So we can prove it with something pretty simple like 4/8 is proportional to 5/10. And when I multiply, I get a 40, and that's equal to 40. That tells me they are proportional. All right, so what we're doing, because we're doing algebra, is we're extending that property to solve for variables. But it all goes back to this. Cross products are equal when we have a proportion. So when you're like, does anybody have this going on in their mind and they're trying to do a problem? They say like, okay, what do I do? Anybody say that like in their head? What do I do when I see this?
Yes.
Instead of saying I want this step, or it look like this, I want you to think cross products are equal, and then I want you to use then apply that understanding to see what to do. Right? It's kind of a starting more broad, and I think that'll help when you go to like do proportions in 2 years from now or something. So let's look at 6/5, or 6 is to 5, as 2 is to 5n. 6 is to 5 as 2 is to 5n. So last year to solve proportions, didn't you guys use like double number lines and stuff?
No.
No? One thing I want you to notice is you might try to divide by 3, which is cool.
Double.
You could, but 5 divided by 3 equals 5n. That doesn't like help you get anywhere still, right? Which you could make an equation, but I suggest we use the understanding that if it's a proportion, cross products are equal. Because what that means is 30n equals 10. And if 30n equals 10, because we know how to solve equations now, we know that n would have to be 1/3. Which, check this out. 1/3 of 5. That's kind of cool, huh? 1/3 of 6, 1/3 of 5. 5 times 1/3. Anyway, cross products are equal. We're going to step it up a tad. Next one, 9 is to 8, as k plus 6 is to 6. So we got a binomial. You don't know that word over here. But this is called a binomial. Two terms. So what did we know about cross products with proportions, guys? They are always what? Equal. So same idea. If I multiply 8 times k plus 6, I get 8k plus 48. If I multiply 9 times 6, I get 54. And I know that this is true. The cross products are equal. Well, once I use that information, I can then solve for k. Subtract 48 from both sides. 8k equals 6. Divide by 8, and I get k is 3/4.
Or just 0.75.
Yeah, or just 3/4. You're going to see in algebra, fractions are going to be really solid. When we get onto like the coordinate plane and stuff, we would need to count things like slope. 0.75 is fine, but I just simplified a fraction versus doing some decimal division, Okay, for this one, we're going to have 2 variables. So x plus 6 is to x, as 10 is to 7. Now, the problem looks different, but again, it's going to point back to cross products are always equal. So I want you guys to get the 2 cross products and set them equal to each other without seeing me do it, and then we'll check and see if you got it. All right, so here are my cross products, guys. I've got a 7x plus 42 and a 10x. Now, I could flip the 2 sides of that equation, same thing, right?
Wait, why 7x?
Why 7x?
Yeah.
When I multiply 7 by x plus 7, I get a 7x plus 42.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And here's my 10x. Then I'm going to do some algebra to isolate the variable, right? Put Spencer in the closet. Do a little poop pig action here. 14. So guys, you can always go check your answer then too. If I were to substitute 14 in here, I get 20 14ths equals 10 sevenths. C divided by 2, it works. You can always go check your answer through substitution stuff. All right, one more type. I mean, it's the same thing, but a little more challenging algebra. But I'm putting this here. We're going to take a quiz Wednesday, and I'm putting this as part of the solving equations unit because to solve them, you're solving an equation. So try out the cross products on your own. So the cross products are 8x plus 40 equals 30x minus 24. Any questions there? No, it's an equal sign, so left side equals right side, right? Was that Harper?
Nothing.
Okay, I got it from right there and right there. So then I'm going to work on solving for my variable here. And I'm going to kind of cruise through this because we should be pretty good at this point at solving for a variable. So I get 32/11ths or 2 and 10/11ths. There it is, guys. We did it.